Hey guys, it's me. Today I'm here to do my November wrap-up and December TBR. Wow, now I've been doing wrap-ups on my channel for a year now. I can't believe that a year has actually gone by. But, yeah, so today I'll let you know what books I read in November and what books I plan on reading in the month of December. The first book I read in November was Fallen Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes, the first book in the Fallen Kingdoms series, and I rated this book like a 4.5 on Goodreads, which is pretty good, but I gave it a full 5 stars just for the fun of it. But anyway, I really enjoyed this most of the time. I liked the different storylines in this book. I found it to be very interesting. I liked how all of the characters mostly had depth, even like the evil ones. And it was just a really interesting book, and it set up for a really good sequel for the rest of the series. The next book I read in November was Angel Fall by Susan E., the first book in the Penryn and the End of Days series. I rated this a solid 4 stars. Most of the time I really enjoyed this, like the action sequence. I also really liked Penryn. I also really liked Penryn as a main character. She was really tough and just really a kick-butt character. And, so yeah, the only reason I rated this 4 stars instead of 5 was because I thought that the middle, a little bit towards the end, like before the climax, got a little bit boring and a little bit weird. So, yeah, but I'm still probably going to read the sequel, maybe. I don't know. I actually kind of liked how this ended, so we'll just see in the future. The next book I read this month was Looking for Alaska by John Green, and I also rated this a solid 4 stars. I actually liked this a lot more than I thought I would. I really liked the characters and the story most of the time. I liked. The only thing I didn't really like about it was that, it got a little slow after the first 50 pages, but like around the halfway mark it started to get good, and then it was really good for the rest of the book. So it was fine, but just that part near the beginning was a little bit boring, and some parts were just kind of weird and iffy. I don't know. But I still really enjoyed this. And then from the library I got 2 books, and those were the last 2 books that I read this month, which I already returned, so I don't have them in physical copy. But the first one that I got was The Infinite Sea by Rick Yancey, the second book in the no, not the Infinite Sea series, the Fifth Wave series. And I rated this 3 stars only because, as you all know, I didn't really like the Fifth Wave that much. I rated it like 2 stars. I honestly hated it, but they had the second book at my local library, and I wanted to pick it up to see if it was better, and it was, but not really by much. It was a tiny bit more interesting, but still mostly boring. It was also very confusing at times. I just did not really like it, and I'm most likely not going to finish this series ever because I don't want to waste any more time with the Fifth Wave series because I'm just not liking it. And the second book that I got from the library was Everlost by Neil Shusterman, the first book in the Skinjacker trilogy. I rated this a solid 4 stars. In the beginning, it was interesting, and then the middle got a little slow. I was like, and I kind of just went on this like mini reading slump. But once I picked it back up again and started reading, it was a little slow, but then it got progressively better, and especially towards the end, like the last 50 pages, it got really fast-paced and interesting, and I really liked it, and I really want to get the rest of the series from the library. Not buy it. I don't think it was good enough to buy necessarily, but I do want to read the rest of the books in the trilogy because so far this series is really interesting, and also Neil Shusterman is like really creative at creating and writing worlds and like the whole like ideas of his series. Well, I've only read The Unwind and this so far from him, but his world building and creation is just really, really cool. And I started reading a book near the end of the month, and that was In the Afterlight by Alexandra Bracken, the final book in the Darkest Minds trilogy. I love the Darkest Minds series, and so far I'm on page 165 of this, which is like almost a third of the way through, and so far I'm liking it, and I think it's going to be really good, and I hope that it's really good, that it's a really good conclusion to the trilogy, because, I mean, the first two books were amazing, so I hope this one is also. So far, it seems like it might be. Now, onto my December TBR. Obviously, my first thing is that I want to finish In the Afterlight, obviously, but after that, I would like to read Rebel Spring by Morgan Rhodes, the second book in the Fallen Kingdom series. I've heard this book is amazing, and it rumbles up everything that was in the first book, and it changes everything. So I'm really excited to get into this, especially because I like the I liked Fallen Kingdoms, and I'm really interested to see where this series goes. Then I want to read Shades of Earth by Beth Revis, the final book in the Across the Universe trilogy. This is long overdue. I just bought this, and, well, not like today, but, you know, recently. And I read A Million Suns, the second book in this trilogy, way back in July, I think. So yeah, I really need to finish this and read this, and I've just been anticipating this for so long, but I just couldn't buy it. And now I finally have it, so I would really like to read this in December. And then, to complete my Goodreads reading challenge for December, I only have like 4 books left. So those 3 that I just mentioned, I'll finish those, hopefully. And then another one to complete my Goodreads reading challenge. And that one I would like to be Everwild by Neil Shusterman, that I really want to get from the library. This is the second book in the Skinjacker trilogy. As I said before, my thoughts about Everlost. I liked it. It was really interesting, and I would definitely like to continue the series, and this book will actually complete my Goodreads reading challenge for this year. So that's it for my November wrap-up and December TBR video, and yeah, what am I doing with my arms? I'm weird. But anyway, happy reading. I'll see you next time. I don't know. Whatever. I'm so awkward. Okay, bye!